Every year, millions of lives are stolen, dreams cut short, futures traded in silence. Human trafficking is a modern day slavery. It hides in plain sight, tearing families apart and trapping the vulnerable in fear. But together we can end it. Together we can protect, we can rescue, and we can give hope. Say no to exploitation. Say no to slavery. Say no to human trafficking. Powered by Atlantic Media and TV.
Bible Church. Bigger, stronger, and bolder.
The second fear I want to talk about is the fear that you may have that somebody else is better than you, or that somebody else will be better than you. Yeah. It's a fear. It's a fear that comes out of complex. You fear. And this fear, Stanley, you know what it does? It produces envy and jealousy. When you are afraid that somebody is going to be better than you, or somebody is better than you, the next thing that happens, that fear will transform into envy and jealousy. Songs of Solomon chapter 8 verse 6. Within that verse, I have used it many times. It says that jealousy is as wicked as the grave. Because jealousy will transform into anger. When people are jealous of you, after a while, they become angry with you. Be careful. When anger comes, eventually anger becomes murder. Yeah. The anger transforms into murder. It could be physical murder, it could be spiritual. It could be environmental murder. In the sense that you start destroying somebody who did you nothing because you are just afraid that the person is better than you or the person will be better than you. Look, what I'm telling you is the truth. I've been in this world for a while and I know what happens to people. Some of you are listening to me. Some of you have this problem in you. Some of you, there are people who are pursuing you and you don't even know they are pursuing you. Because they are looking at you and they feel you are better. And it is even possible that you are actually not better. Do you see? But they just have this feeling that you are better. Some just have the feeling that this one is going to be better. So they go after you. They start talking rubbish. They open their mouth and they talk. They castigate you. They malign you. They spoil you. Sometimes they spoil what you are doing. It begins with a kind of fear. That the fear say you go better past them. Yes. Next week I will come to that. They're afraid. They see you as a threat. for ways to attack you, to pull you down. They begin to go around talking evil. What do you think happened to Cain and Abel? Do you think the problem of Cain and Abel began with offering? No. The thing had been on ground. The thing started with the fear that Cain had. Do you know the meaning of Cain? Possessed. Yes. That's the meaning. Cain means possessed. So the problem had been on ground. Cain had this fear that Abel will do better than him. He was already scheming. Then the offering thing came. Now that one spoiled everything. So in his mind, he said, "Not to come." That is why when you read verse 6, you will see God asked Cain. He said, "Why are you angry?" Sorry. You don't say, "Why are you angry?" And when some of these people are angry, you will not know. They are smiling, but they are angry. They are laughing, but they are angry. They shake your hand, but they are angry. They hug you, but they are angry. Anyone that is actually against you, that is pretending to be with you,
My God.
I speak against them. I stop them by the Spirit of God. I overturn them by the power of God. I come against them by the power of God. In the name that is above every other name. Let them go and leave you alone. Let them eat the dust and leave you alone. Let them eat the dust and leave you alone. If you believe me, let me hear your amen like fire. They go from native doctor to native doctor. Then they go church. Do you know? Somebody sent a video to me. Probably about, I don't know, almost a year ago. I don't know. I don't know if anybody saw this video. Look, I have seen some things that shocked me, but this one shocked my bones. I saw two friends were walking in a place where they make block. Block. They were not the people making the block. They were just laborers. Stay with me. Their job was to carry the block from where they made them to a place where it is arranged. Are you with me? Not knowing that one of them was actually angry with his friend. But they were friends. I saw in the video, they didn't see, this man didn't know that there was a CCTV in the place. He was laughing with him, joking with him. After they have carried block for a while, and his friend was not looking, he carried one block and broke his head. And the man died on the spot. He killed him. The CCTV recorded it. That is how they found out. Cain was not showing Abel that he hated him. But God knew. He said, why are you angry? He said, sin is at the door. Even God could not stop him. The thing has turned to a spirit. The man was possessed. And the Bible says in verse 8, they were in the field.
Bible Church. Bigger, stronger, and bolder.
Behind closed doors, too many suffer in silence. Too many lives are scarred by violence in the very place that should bring peace, the home. Domestic violence is not love. It is pain. It breaks trust, destroys lives and families, and steals futures. Domestic violence is not a private matter. It's a violation of dignity, and it must end. Because hitting a woman does not make you a man, but correcting her in love and staying in peace with her is God's plan. Together, we can raise our voices, protect the vulnerable, and rebuild lives. Say no to silence. Say no to fear. Say no to domestic violence. Powered by Atlantic Media and TV.
Atlantic TV, culturally inclined and uniquely different.
Ruth Gender Foundation.
I'm Ruth Edema Collins. I hold a first degree in physics electronics, a postgraduate qualification in business administration, and a nationally certified French language tutor. Career-wise, I'm an educational facilitator. I'm the managing director at Atlantic Media and TV, and I'm also a director at Vocotech Integrated Services Nigeria Limited. I'm a wife and a mother, and I like dressing up to show up. Yeah, so that's basically me. Thank you. Root Gender Foundation was inspired from my personal experiences growing up as a young girl in a typical Nigerian environment. For me, it was being different. It made people bully me, abuse me, and harass me. I was always misunderstood and underrated. Root Gender is a foundation that is dedicated to building confidence in the Nigerian girl child through educational and inspirational programs, like supporting programs that promote girl child education. We also organize physical exercises for our young girls for the overall well-being of their mental and physical states, and also for the acquisition of self-defense skills. We also sensitize girls on laws that protect them. In our constitution, a lot of girls do not know that they have rights, that there are laws that protect their interests in Nigeria. Hence, they are vulnerable, they are living in fear, which is stopping them from reaching their full potentials. So we sensitize them on the laws that protect their interests. This, like I said, is visioned towards building confidence in the Nigerian girl child. So that is just a wrap up of what we do at Root Gender Foundation. I would say I resonate with the struggles and the challenges of the girl child, particularly the Warri girl child. I happen to grow up in the heart of Warri. From an average background. My family is an average one, but I experienced a lot. Like I said, I was bullied, I was overlooked, I was harassed for being a different child, for daring to be different, and nobody was taking note and tapping into my potentials. So my interest for the girl child is I would love to be a voice for the girl child. They need people to believe in them. They need people to speak for them. I also want the Warri girl child to know that there is hope beyond the reef. I want them to see the bigger picture. I want them to know that they can compete on global platforms. They can compete on international platforms, and they can do very well. We have the likes of Ada Gold, or Maumi, and the rest of them. They are all competing very well on international platforms, and I know that you too can do that, and I want you to know that is why we are here. Root Gender Foundation is here to make you understand that you can actually be what you want to be. As part of our objectives at Root Gender Foundation, we are dedicated to promoting girl child education. Like I said, I represent the brand Warri Girl Child. I represent the brand the African Girl Child, because I have gone through the struggles from there to here. So giving 2 million to the best female participants is just a way to share them on. It's just a way to make them know that we believe in you. I believe in you. You can look up to us. We are sharing you on. It is not about the money. We believe in your potential. We want our girls to know that you are doing the right thing at the right time. You are in the right place, and this is what you should be doing. That's why we are supporting you, and we will always be here to support you. Girl child empowerment to me is enforcing laws that protect our girl child. You know, my NGO, we've been pursuing a bill that we will see to be passed. We are asking that our girls should be allowed to carry pepper spray as weapons of self-defense. Because if you look at it, our women have nothing to protect themselves. They are just there by the grace of God. So we are pursuing laws that will protect the girl child. So empowerment, girl child empowerment to me is enforcing laws that protect the girl child, educating the girl child on time and money management, financial literacy, and equipping them with self-defense skills. Also, access to quality education. This to me is girl child empowerment and nothing more. A girl child must possess effective communication skills. They should be able to communicate effectively. A girl child should be financially literate. She should know how to manage her finances, and she should also know how to manage her time. Yes. Also, most importantly, another skill is self-awareness. It's important for our girls to know who they are, to believe in themselves. That's the vision of our NGO, building confident girls that can achieve their full potentials in Nigeria. That is our NGO's vision. So yeah, those are some of the skills I believe that the girl child should possess. She needs role models. She needs people that have led that path and have made it. Our young girls need role models. That's why we have to do better. We have to do the work. We have to bridge the gap. We have to share them on like we are doing. You can achieve your dreams. First, you have to make education your best friend. Every effort you put into learning will always be there for you to never fail you. Boys will break your heart, people will break your heart, but every effort you put towards learning anything, everything will always come through for you. So for you to achieve your dreams, look towards the right people, look towards the right direction. There are people that have achieved in that route. I will encourage you to look up to them, learn from them. That is just the way to achieve your dreams. My message to the Warri Child, like I said, I represent the brand Warri Girl Child. We are letting the world know that we are not vile, we are not roused, we are educated, we compete intellectually, we have good things ahead of us. We can do it on the global platform, we can do it on the national platform, and we are everything there is to be a woman. I would encourage you, Warri Girl Child, make education your best friend. Make education your best friend. Learn new things. Learn new languages. Okay? And the sky will be your starting point. We are always here to share you up. Don't forget that my name is Ruth Edema Collins from Root Gender Foundation, and from all of us wishing you the best, we say keep watching Atlantic TV.
Ruth Gender Foundation.
I am SP Dafe Bright, and this is Delta State Police Command. Today we'll be treating and addressing an issue that's different from what we've been doing before, not parading suspect this time, but bringing to you a very important information. Do we know that over 85% of Nigerians do password their phones, whether it's Android phones or iPhones? There's always a password. But how come when we lose our phones, by the time we go to retrieve our lines, we go to our bank to check our bank statement, we discover that these people who collected these phones must have siphoned the phones. Now, there are times the people who steal these phones, it is not your phone that they actually need. What they need is your SIM card. Now, how does the SIM card become useful to them? Not just any SIM card, but a SIM card that is linked to your bank account, the one that you usually use to receive SMS alerts. That is what they need. Now, by the time they collect your phone, steal your phone, rob you of your phone, what they do is that they remove this SIM card from your phone and insert it on another phone. So your phone does not really need to power on. They don't even need you to give them your phone password. They don't even need your ATM password. The moment they have access to your SIM card, they can do anything they want to do with your bank account, because all they need is to generate an OTP, and the message, the OTP that is called one-time password, will be sent to that your SIM card, and with that they can do anything they want to do with your account. That is why people lose millions of their life savings simply because they lost their phone. By the side of this video, we'll be doing an illustration. You will see an illustration that talks on how you can password your SIM card. Now, the topic that we are here to discuss, passwording of SIM card. When you get a phone, pick that your phone now. See how you can password your SIM card. If you password your SIM card, by the time for any reason, your phone gets to the wrong hand, even if they remove your SIM card and insert on another phone, the first thing that you will get is a prompt that you should enter your SIM PIN. The moment they cannot get the SIM PIN, they cannot use your SIM card for anything. After the trial of 3, the POC prompt will come because the SIM card will be blocked, and you can only unblock that SIM card when you have the POC number. Some of us don't have our SIM pack because on the SIM pack it is written there the SIM PIN and the POC number. But because some of us don't have our SIM pack, I would advise you to quickly locate the nearest office of your service provider, be it Airtel, Globalcom or MTN. Approach them and request for your POC number. Once you've gotten your POC number, you follow these instructions and ensure that you password your SIM PIN. Your SIM PIN is very, very important. On my phone, for instance, once you turn off the phone and you turn it back on, you must enter your SIM PIN. If you cannot enter your SIM PIN, the SIM card will be useless. And I'm telling you, once they cannot have access to your SIM card, your money will be safely in the bank. They cannot have access to. There was a time I lost my phone, and it took me about 2 weeks to go to MTN office to retrieve my SIM card. Why did I wait 2 weeks? Because I knew I had a SIM PIN. I knew they would not have access to my bank account. I knew they cannot even use my SIM card for anything. Some of these people, when they steal phone, we'll be hoping that, we'll track the phone. Some of them don't even sell the phone. They will just condemn the phone and just get the SIM card to see if they can have your money. Please, they say a word is enough for the wise. It is very, very important. Don't see this video and just pass it by. Watch this video to the end. We're almost approaching the end of the video. Ensure that you take the lesson. Please password your SIM card. They say a stitch in time save 9. It's very, very important. Make haste when the sun shines. Not be to come. You don't have to start running and start saying, what do I do? What do I do? When you can prevent it. Let's not forget, prevention, they say, is better than cure. Thank you.
Atlantic TV, culturally inclined and uniquely different. When the lights go out, who do you call? Ticado! Ticado Energy Solutions Limited, your plug for electrical power, surveillance system and entertainment. From expert electrical installation to efficient eco-friendly solar inverter systems, no matter the size, Ticado delivers smart energy solutions designed for today and tomorrow. We also help you secure your space with our cutting-edge security and surveillance system. Enjoy crystal clear entertainment with our professional DSTV and cable TV installation. Visit Ticado today at Block F4, Suite 41 and 42, HFP East Line Plaza, Abraham Adesanya, Aja, Lagos. Or call 0906 902 5025 or 0815 176 6817. Explore our services at ticado.com.ng. Ticado Energy Solutions Limited. Power, protection, peace.
Alright, my name is Desoka, the comedy catalyst, one of Nigerian comedy.
Alright, guys, back again, yes, boss. My name is Osh, baby.
Yemi Alade.
Yeah, what up, people? It's your boy Victor AD.
Girl Niniola.
My name is my wife, and just celebrity type man.
My papa say, who won't carry cow, waka go, waka follow the cow. I know the life for you.
I see you know you're watching the Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV. Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV.
Informative, educative, interesting, entertaining.
Worldwide, international.
Don't go anywhere or I'll catch you.
Don't touch that die. Atlantic TV. Boom. Atlantic TV, we wanna party!
Atlantic TV, culturally inclined and uniquely different.
It's another great day to definitely be alive and every reason for us to praise God. But as much as we're doing that, it's also important that we try to do what we need to do as a people to ensure that this very great nation definitely is moving forward. And on that forward note, I need to welcome you to another great time on television. It's Atlantic TV and it's Viewpoint, a program that's specially designed for you to enjoy your morning and in every way also add value to your whole day. My name is Mike Egobadia.
And I am Mercy Irabo. It's such a beautiful day here in the studio, and it's a day that you don't want to miss. The Viewpoint on Atlantic TV. And you know how we do it right here on Viewpoint. We'll start with the dailies, the dialogue, the news, and of course the trending. And you know I am always ready for you on trending. Today we have loads and loads of gist for you, and you do not want to miss any part of it. You have to stay on Atlantic Media and TV. Of course, you can engage with us on all our social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV. Well, we'll be going on the dailies, but before that, we need to go on this quick break. Don't go anywhere.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
Well, it's now time we go straight to the papers and also see what they seem to have on the front page. And for review today, rather, we have 4 papers. We have the Vanguard, The Nation is here, The Punch, and The Guardian will also be guiding us through. But you always do know I enjoy starting with The Punch, and The Punch will go then. And on The Punch newspaper this morning, we seem to have a lot. States intensify action against, or rather, as 232 die and 120,000 displaced. And we're talking about no other issue but the flood disaster. It looks as if this year, well, a whole lot of high rain seem to be. And what writers to that says NEMA lists Niger, Adamawa, Lagos among worst hit states in 2025 as farmland and homes are highly affected and they are destroyed. But anyway, I'll just implore you to take more of that sad story on page 2. And I remember also on Dialogue, we've really looked at all of this, trying to really prepare the minds of many Nigerians and also state government, or rather government at all levels, about the need to do more as it concerns the flood disaster. But anyway, I'll just implore you to read more of that story on page 2. Let's see if we take some other leading stories, especially at the topmost side of the Punch this morning. And one that seems to be at the very top is Forex Reserve hits for the $2 billion United States dollar, highest in 6 years. No surprise. And now this very administration will accredit that to all their reforms. But I'll just implore you to read more of that story on page 23. Olubadan, Ladoja coronation rites begin with prayers. Well, anyway, everything started with prayers and will definitely end with it. But I'll just implore you to take more of that story on page 12 of the Punch newspaper. Let's see if we can get other stories just at the side mass of the Punch. Fubara consults Tinubu on river peace sustenance, which will be a very needed one. And I'll tell you to still return to page 12 because that has all of that story. And Nigerian Bureau of Statistics announced 4.23% economic growth. Labor differs. And all of that disagreement you can get on page 23 of the Punch. But what's more of an excitement, well, anyways, they won it itself. I'm talking about Dolphins. And well, we're talking about basketball. Is the picture of the day, and funny enough, a story you can get on page 30. Dolphins dedicate Zenny Bank title win to the late Abo Daring. And you can understand why they are excited about her. Well, anyway, so truly rest in peace. But anyway, they've dedicated that win. And the prize money of almost 7.5 million naira is going to Dolphins. And indeed, a big congratulations to them coming from here. And well, anyway, that's the much you can take from the Punch newspaper this morning.
Yeah, let's see what the nation has for us this morning. The lead story, Fubara, I have made peace with Wiki. Sounds like a very interesting story. Well, that's on page 2 of the paper. Let's go to the top mass. A house pushes for state police council, autonomy, and others. That's on page 3 of the paper. Oil, agri industries drive GDP's a 4.23% growth. That's on page 2. El Rufai's life president's claim absurd, says presidency. That's on page 2 of the nation. A court fixes Monday to hear case on withheld Osun Council funds. Well, finally, because this whole issue has been lingering for long.
And will linger more, knowing that the court is still in court.
Yeah, it's still in court, and this is Nigeria. Yeah. Well, that's on page 5 of the paper. All right, so the picture of the day still that of the commissioning of the Sultan Bello mosques in Kaduna State. So this is just like a goodwill message to His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Well, that's all we're taking this morning on The Nation. Let's see what The Guardian has for us. The lead story, 24 states backpedal on electricity decentralization over tariff and debt risks. Well, that's on page 6 of the paper. At the top mass, Fubara declares peace with Wike after meeting Tinubu. Well, I think we've been having this on all the dailies. Yeah. Well, that's on page 3 of the paper. Nigeria's economy posts a 4.23% growth in the second quarter, outperforms projections. That's on page 3 of the paper. Nigerians' democracy faces collapse without INEC reforms, Bugaje warns. That's on page 3 of the paper. Let's see what we have at the side mass. Enroll children in schools or serve jail term. Wow. Gombe government tells parents. I think this is a good one coming from Gombe State. Well, you can read more of that story on page 29 of the Guardian newspaper. Gunmen kill Benue APC chieftain, abduct district head in Plateau. That sad story is on page 30 of the paper. Right at the bottom, mass constitution alteration. Tinubu, Akpabio, Abbas declare support for women's reserved seats bill. That's on page 6 of the paper. Tension in Edo local government as acting chairman receive impeachment notices. Wow. Well, that's on page 29 of the paper. Rivers, stakeholders call for probe of IBA 6 months administration. That's on page 29. We discussed this yesterday. Well, still on the dailies, and you can have more of that on page 29. Natasha's trial stalls as women groups petition United Nations. That's on page 30 of the paper. The picture of the day, but we're having a chat today. Electricity market update. This is still illustrating the lead story. 24 states backpedal on electricity decentralization over a tariff debt risks. Well, that's all we're taking this morning on The Guardian. Up next is the Vanguard.
Well, yes, the Vanguard will be the next paper for us to quickly look at. And well, seem to have just few headlines. But the major one that seems to be on page 5 is procurement. Federal government rejects U.S. report alleging lack of transparency, and says the Attorney General of the Federation fails to provide substantive report on budget execution. Also says report not true, and these are credited to the federal government. Excuse me. Why we cannot return to regionalizing, and you can really get that from Tanko Yekase, and page 14 seems to have all of that story. And the one that's taking the topmost side of the Vanguard this morning, and one that's, well, anyway, is getting a whole lot of reactions already. And we're talking about FEC and NUPRC, and recovers 496,000 and revenue shortage despite a 3% rise in monthly remittance. It's a major one there, and it's already getting a whole lot of reactions from concerned Nigerians. But I'll just tell you to read up that story also on the front page of the Vanguard. But the picture of the day, and with more of appreciation and goodwill message, going to no other but President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as he in every way inaugurated the Sultan Bello Mosque in Kaduna, and that played out on Friday the 19th day of September 2025. Well, anyway, that's the much we can take from the dailies, and well, like we'll always say, if you find any of them really interesting, we'll just implore you to go grab a copy of the papers and read through, and you just be giving yourself a need to know more and be informed on major happenings in the country at the moment. But while talking about major happenings in the country, it's also right to just look at some of the major critical ones. And one that is even getting a whole lot of Nigerians really concerned is the issue of education. No surprise that the Gombe state government seemed to be taking or wanting to with the big stick, especially as it concerns parents that deny their children that basic fundamental right, and that is the issue of having them enrolled in schools. And I'm really excited that the Gombe state government seems to be doing more as it concerns that, and will be taking or having punitive measures against these parents that fail to. Well, Mercy, our biggest problem, we have almost 10.56 million out of school children as it stands. A large proportion of them is always in the northeast and northwest, with few in the north central. But taking that audacious, bold move by the Gombe state government, do you see this helping not just only to reduce the number of out-of-school children, but also changing the mindset of those persons that are uneducated and indeed roaming the streets in the north?
Yeah, I think this is a good one coming from the governor of Gombe State. I think during the time of Oshomole in Edo State, yes, they actually declared something like this, that during school hours, any students caught roaming the streets or even hawking gets arrested, and the parents have to dance to the tune of the justice. So I think it's a good one coming from the Gombe State government. It will help curb all of this illiteracy, especially in the northern part of the country. And I really wish other states would really emulate this governor, because it's a right thing to do. Education, they say, is the key, and education is still the key. So it's a really nice thing coming from the Gombe states.
Well, anyway, we just really need to applaud you. Like she said, education is the bedrock for any national development, and having those children educated will reduce the incidence of insecurity on account of these persons being used for evil purposes rather than them being educated. But another major one that seems to also be on the screen on the front page of the dailies this morning is the issue of, well, we looked a bit about it yesterday. I was talking about the call for more to be done as it concerns the 6 months tenure of the former sole administrator of River State. But the cheering one that we are excited to talk, we'll leave that aside, no, we talked about it yesterday, is the recent call, or rather talk of Fubara saying, well, definitely peace has finally returned. We heard all of that coming from Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, some couple of days back, but everybody was waiting to also hear from Fubara saying, well, yes, for now and forever, like he said yesterday, peace has finally returned, and there's every need to thank Mr. President for doing so much.
I think I love this piece. It's a good one. I love the piece because if there's no peace between these two persons, knowing the fact that there are those major political actors in River State, you just, like, the whole environment will be tensed because you don't know what else to expect. But the fact that they're coming out, and I really hope it's a real peace and not just the audio form of peace. So I really hope it's a real peace, and this is what everybody wants. We really want this peace in River State, and I am happy that the peace is coming. But still talking about peace, you wanted to skip that topic of Ibas. But the truth is, I still said this thing yesterday. I don't know why he's scared about the whole thing. He said that since he wasn't put in that position by the assembly, they have no right to probe him. Like, if you don't have any issues, if you don't have any skeleton in your cupboard, I don't see why it's a big deal.
Well, anyway, talking about the big deal, we on Viewpoint, you know, we were also opportune to get a glimpse of from his aide, and all the aide is saying, he feels that it will be a kind of witch hunt against his principal, knowing that some of the House of Assembly members might not really have enjoyed his term as being sole administrator, and they might just go out witch hunting and claim that white elephant projects were being executed when they were not. So that's a glimpse of what he feels, and that's why he feels his principal, I'm talking about Ibas, is not really ready for such probe, knowing that he was never in any way given the mandate by the House of Assembly members, but rather, Mr. President, under Section 305 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, giving President Tinubu all that right to indeed declare a state of emergency, and feel he owes every explanation to Mr. President rather than the House of Assembly.
Okay, so I think at this point the President should intervene, since he's not willing, because it's not right that you oversee this whole place for 6 months and you're unable to just come out and tell us how you manage the public funds, how you manage the resources and the revenue that came at that point.
But Bessie, do you know how I feel Mr. President will not want to do anything? Because he's not ready for another issue that concerns rivers. So he had a turbulent one, trying to put Wike and Fubara to see eye to eye. Now, talking about assembly and who he kept there for 6 months, I doubt if Mr.
But
President
if he doesn't, this whole issue is not coming to an end anytime soon. So it's the earlier the better. It should just intervene, call Ibas, and I don't know, just try to see, just tell him to just explain how, if you don't have issues with how you manage the public funds, I don't see any reason why you should be scared, because at this point it's smelling, should I use the word smelling, like fear. I feel fear. I don't know why you should be scared. If you did not siphon, or you did not misappropriate the public funds, you should be able to just come out and declare it. It doesn't really matter witch hunting or not. Have you seen cases where people try to witch hunt you, but they don't get anything? If you don't have any skeleton in your cupboard, you won't be scared of witch hunting. You won't be scared of witch hunting, because do your worst. What can you find? Find anything, find anything. I think Peter Obi came out one time to say, you should try. You won't see anything in his cupboard. So if you don't have anything, keep witch hunting. They won't find anything. That's what I feel about this case.
Well, anyway, Mr. Ibas, Mercy is telling you if you have nothing in your cupboard, well, let the House of Assembly members come into the room and look deeply into your cupboard. But anyway, before looking at all of that, let's look at another major one. There's also a screamer on the front page of most of the dailies, and the issue of Nimet coming out to say, well, we might really have flood in some major states, and they made mention of Adamawa, Niger State, and most certainly Lagos, that is almost having 12 months rain in that very great city. Well, anyway, the flood alert seems to also be a major one, and will just really employ many of the state governors to do the needful. It's always painful that we need to wait for disaster. We've already had 232 persons killed on account of flood this year, and we have 121,000 already displaced. Are we ever ready in dealing with natural disaster? And if we plan on time, will it not avert most of these deaths orchestrated with the issue of flooding?
Yes, talking about flooding, I saw this very disturbing video, I think last week in Edo State, I think in Ekpoma, Edo State. Yes, and there was this bike man that was carried by this flood, and later on we saw him dead. This is really a really sad one, and if there's proper drainage system and all of this, I'm sure this whole thing will not happen in the first place, because when you see the drainage, and then in as much as we're calling the government, I feel we as persons really need to do better, because when you dump refuse and all of that in the drainage, you don't expect water to go freely, and once water is not able to move, this brings about a flood and the rest. So we as a people, we need to do better. In as much as we're calling on the government to do something about this whole flood, we need to do better. We need to keep our environments clean. Dispose your refuse properly. You don't dump them anywhere and cause this flood, because this whole thing might end up taking more lives, and you do not, in as much as you feel you might not be part of it, but somebody close to you, and these are human beings dying in all of this. So we really need to do better as the people.
Well, yeah, we are talking about doing better. I've seen situations where there's heavy downpour, the rains will be going, people will come out of their house and throw their refuge inside, thinking that is the best way to dispose of their refuge. It is quite appalling. And just like what Mercy have said, it is now time we take responsibility in our actions or inactions as in dealing with the issue of flooding. We should not always put or hinge everything on the government at all levels, be it federal, state, or local government, to do the needful, when we fail on our own as citizens to do the needful. But I feel the needed thing for us to do now is for us to go, and we'll go on a break, and when we come back, dialogue will be next. But also remember, the news will come around the hour, and well, you want to trend along with us, because well, we have a whole lot of messages already ready and having her hands real full to dish all that seems to be trending on social media. But let's go on a break, and dialogue will come next.
All right, my name is Desogari comedy catalyst. I want Nigerian comedy.
All right, guys, back at here, yes, boss. My name is Osh, baby.
Yemi Alade.
Yeah, what up, people? It's your boy Victor AD.
Girl Ninyola.
My name is my wife, Niger celebrity type man.
My papa say, who won't carry cow, waka go, waka follow the cow. I know the life for you.
I see you know you're watching the Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV. Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV.
Informative, educative, interesting, entertaining.
Worldwide, international.
Don't go anywhere, I'll catch you.
Don't touch that die. Atlantic TV. Boom.
Atlantic TV, we wanna party.
Atlantic TV. Culturally inclined and uniquely different.
Behind closed doors, too many suffer in silence. Too many lives are scarred by violence in the very place that should bring peace, the home. Domestic violence is not love, it is pain. It breaks trust, destroys lives and families, and steals futures. Domestic violence is not a private matter, it's a violation of dignity, and it must end. Because hitting a woman does not make you a man, but correcting her in love and staying in peace with her is God's plan. Together, we can raise our voices, protect the vulnerable, and rebuild lives. Say no to silence. Say no to fear. Say no to domestic violence. Powered by Atlantic Media and TV.
Every year, millions of lives are stolen, dreams cut short, futures traded in silence. Human trafficking is a modern-day slavery. It hides in plain sight, tearing families apart and trapping the vulnerable in fear. But together we can end it. Together we can protect, we can rescue, and we can give hope. Say no to exploitation. Say no to slavery. Say no to human trafficking. Powered by Atlantic Media and TV.
When the lights go out, who do you call? Ticado! Ticado Energy Solutions Limited. Your plug for electrical power, surveillance system, and entertainment. From expert electrical installation to efficient eco-friendly solar inverter systems, no matter the size, Ticado delivers smart energy solutions designed for today and tomorrow. We also help you secure your space with our cutting-edge security and surveillance system. Enjoy crystal clear entertainment with our professional DSTV and cable TV installation. Visit Ticado today at Block F4, Suite 41 and 42, HFP East Line Plaza, Abraham Adesanya, Aja, Lagos. Or call 0906 902 5025 or 0815 176 6817. Explore our services at ticado.com.ng. Ticado Energy Solutions Limited. Power, protection, peace. Atlantic TV, culturally inclined and uniquely different.
Well, we need to welcome you to this edition of Dialogue, and in doing so, we'll look at something that played out yesterday, a very disturbing one that resulted in the adoption and the shooting of a person. And many in Delta states are really worried about the new development that seemed to play out yesterday, and there's every need for us to look at it. And we're talking about the issue of some banners as being claimed by some persons that were removed. And because of that, they went attacking and also doing a whole lot that seems to bring about the breakdown of law and order in the state. And we're talking about Warri South, to be precise. And I will be looking at that very issue. And indeed, to help us talk about this, it's no other person but Chief Robinson Areyo. And he's a legal practitioner and also one that will be helping us to give an insight of what truly played out yesterday. I want to welcome you, sir. Good morning and welcome to Atlantic.
Thank you very much, and a very good morning to viewers and listeners at home.
Okay, now, let's understand what really happened yesterday with this new wave of aggression that we saw yesterday. On social media was awash with a whole lot that played out yesterday. And it got many Deltans, especially those from Warri North and Warri South, truly concerned. Okay. And so I want us to really understand this new wave of aggression, especially as being seen, is coming from Ijaw youth. What really transpired yesterday?
Well, to put my answer in perspective, it is good for us to lay the background for all that transpired.
Okay.
Now, what culminated in the crisis of yesterday started well about 7 years ago.
7 years ago?
Yes. When, of course, we all understand that there are 3 local government council areas that make up the Warri Federal Constituency. You have the Warri North, the Warri South, and Warri Southwest.
Yes.
The community called Ogbijo is in Warri Southwest.
Yes.
The incident, the scene of this crisis is Warri South, a different local government council area.
Okay.
Now, let us understand that the legal headquarters of Warri Southwest is Ogidigbe. When I say legal headquarters, as far as the documentations are concerned.
Yeah.
Because when these local government council areas were created, there was a federal gazette.
Yeah.
That gazette still bears Ogidigbe. Now, because of lawlessness, somehow the local government headquarters has been put in Ogbijo, a community that shares boundary with Alaja. Now,
and that is in Warri
Southwest, not Warri South. Okay. This incident is not only in Warri South, but is spread across the secretariat, the front of Warri South.
Okay.
Now, the point is this. About 7 years ago, and I want to say this because this is a new strategy.
Okay.
Now, the strategy in this federal constituency now is for, with all due respect, the judge to sneak and surreptitiously go to court without us knowing.
Okay.
For instance, the Supreme Court judgment that is causing this whole hula baloo about delineation was a judgment between just the Ijaws and INEC alone.
Okay.
So they went to court in 2011 and proceeded because INEC was willing until they got to the Supreme Court without our knowing. So that is that. But regarding this crisis, when the deputy governor, with all due respect, Kingsley Utwaro was deputy governor, they sneaked and went to court, asking that the Amakoso of Ogbijo in Warri Southwest be permitted to share in the traditional royalties in Warri South. So the case was proceeding when we heard. So as a chief, the Council of Chiefs advised me to file an application for joinder. We joined.
Okay.
When we now joined, we raised preliminary objection.
But you were not notified at the initial
We were not. We just heard and took an application to join. And the court looked at it that you cannot be coming into Warri South to share in royalty when there's the traditional council there that will not be heard. Let them come. Let them come and let us hear what they have to say.
Okay.
So we went there. When we went there, I did that case personally.
Okay.
we raised preliminary objection to the competence of the suit.
Okay.
Because their processes were not well filed.
Okay.
So when they saw our objection, they withdrew the suit. It was struck out. Then they now surreptitiously went to Asaba to file the same action, correcting the error that they had made. When they filed it there, they were afraid that somehow we might hear. They didn't bring it in the regular open court. They took it to the multi-door court. They applied that you take it to the multi-door court. Multi-door court is an arbitration court where you go, not in the open.
Not in the public.
So they had proceeded. They were almost signing the terms of settlement, which would have been the judgment of court when we caught wind of it. Then we now took an application there and said that we were part of this case in Warri. They have come to Asaba. Let us be joined. So the arbitrator, and you can go and check it, that was the first time in the history of Delta State where we were dragging the multi-door court to court because the multi-door court said we cannot join.
Okay.
We said that is a deprivation of our fundamental right to be heard.
And not a part of the Constitution.
Yes.
9 as amended.
You understand? So even if you are not going to rule in our favor, let us be heard.
Yeah.
So we dragged them to court. When we dragged them to court, it got to the table of the chief judge. The chief judge now said, okay, we don't want this kind of embarrassment. Yeah. Join these people and let them be heard. Now, initially, when we filed that action in Asaba, somehow the judge that was to hear it adjourned it sine die. Sine die means till
indefinite.
So that they will have time to do what they wanted to do. So we now discontinued that case and came to Warri and filed it. And we got the order of court that they should bring the processes to court, let them look at it, let the court look at it, whether it's compliant or not. So at that stage, it was becoming an embarrassment. They now said they will compromise. They will just join us and let them hear the case. Okay. So they joined us. That was 4 years ago. The judgment was delivered just last year.
Wow.
And the judgment says that the Amakoso of Obujo has no sharing in the royalty in Warri South. I have a copy of the judgment here. I would let you have it. Now, the lawyers who stood for them is another Ijo man, T.C. Williams. I personally did the case. Now, after we got judgment, they appealed to the Court of Appeal. We are still in the Court of Appeal.
Okay.
So what they have done now is that what they could not get through
the
court,
as they feel,
they now want to come physically. You see, in a sane society, in a society where there is rule of law, this kind of a thing should end people in jail. And I've advised the Council of Chiefs that they should proceed in contempt. They will file Form 48 and serve on the king and his people because there has to be rule of law. So what now happened yesterday? For the first time in the history of the coronation, of the anniversary of the coronation of the Amakoso of Obujo, they decided to bring banners into Warri South.
Which has never been done.
Banners into, billboards into Warri South. Where there is a king. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, that could only happen upon the consent or agreement of the king. Especially when this issue is sub judice. I heard you say just now that you don't want to comment on an issue that is sub judice.
Yes.
If you say you are agreed, you have gone to the Court of Appeal. Yes. So why are you coming to exercise that same right?
No.
Are you trying to prejudice? In fact, if the Court of Appeal hears this, it will be terrible.
Yeah.
Because as we speak now, the judgment, this is the judgment.
Okay.
This is the judgment.
We'll definitely have it on screen.
Good. Yeah. This is the judgment. I did that case personally. And they lost. And they are not denying it. So why not wait if you think you have...
Because they were the ones that filed for appeal.
Exactly. So if you think you have a case, why not wait? That's all we are saying. You cannot be provoking. It is, physically speaking, Warri Southwest is different from Warri South. Here is Warri South. And that is the problem we had even before Nigeria was formed. Part of the challenges that the colonial masters had was the plight of minorities. Crying that if you establish this entity called Nigeria, that the minority will be suppressed. But at that time, the definition of minority did not include smaller micro-minority. Yeah. So that in Nigeria today, you find that even major tribes like Igbo are crying marginalization. So that in relation to the size, for example, in Delta states, Delta State as a whole, the Shekiris are minority. But in Warri Federal Constituency, the Shekiris are majority. I repeat.
Which is their general place, hereditary history, and all of that is there.
So now, because you have a relatively bigger tribe like Ijaw, and you see that whenever you are talking about this issue involving the Ogbijo, the Ijaws of Ogbijo, the entire Ijaws from Bayelsa, Bomadi, Burutu, Ondo, Edo, we just gang up and focus on this place. So the point is that when they put the banners down even to the front of the secretariat, of course, we petitioned the police and told the police that this is an act that is likely to breach public peace. And if anything at all, they should wait for the court because they have lost once. If anybody is in a position to exercise right, it is the judgment creditors. They are judgment debtors. Let them wait. Physically speaking, they are in Southwest. They are not in South. So if you were to talk about it physically, legally speaking, they are not in good stands. So the security operative now agreed and asked that all the banners be removed.
And it was the security operative
that removed the banners.
Okay. Let's
so
understand.
They now mobilized. It was good. They now mobilized in anger and came to attack the community. Now, in the meantime, the place where they are calling theirs, which is Bila Waterside, is not actually owned by them. If you go to that place, you will see that it's an heterogeneous set of people, different people who came from different places. And you see that the houses they have, they are huts. The initial buildings are owned by an Ishekiri person. So the point is that we need to have the rule of law. We need to know that this society that we are in now was a society where before civility came in, we were living the life of ruthlessness, where life was short, brutish, and nasty, where it was the rule of might. But now we have surrendered our right to a sovereign called the government in exchange for the protection of our lives and property and for the provision and enabling environment for us to thrive. We are now civilized. It is no longer the case that you can just pick my wife because you have more strength, that you can pick my land because you have more strength. We don't have government. So we are calling on the government and security operatives to perform their constitutional duties, which is to protect life and property and provide an enabling environment for business to thrive.
Okay, now, still talking about what played out yesterday, I love the way you gave us a full breakdown and major history of how of this started. But I'm also a bit concerned of what really happened yesterday because it will give everybody every reason to be concerned. Now, please give us, because we're hearing information that 4 persons were adopted.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's get more information as concerns that. And who are these persons that were adopted?
Yes. Now, the police is investigating the matter. Now, like I told you, the moment the banners were removed, they forcefully came to a state, a mode of anger. When I say forcefully, there was no justification
for that anger.
Because one, like I have said, the law is not on your side. The geography of the area is not on your side. Your throne is in Ogbijo, Warri Southwest. So now you have come, you have done something, you have been corrected. Out of anger, you came to the unsuspecting community, attacked the community, and captured 4 persons who are currently in places where we don't
unaccounted for.
Unaccounted for. So the police has begun investigation, and we are providing information. The names are in a list in my car. We are providing information that will lead to the coming, and we are also taking steps because there are some persons from that ethnic nationality who are posting on the social media. They are all over there. I have copies of that they will attack, they will behead, they will do all sorts of things if these banners are not put back. I now ask the question, are we really practicing democracy in Nigeria, constitutional democracy, where somebody can come out? It is a replay of the state of nature for somebody to just come out and say, because you didn't allow me to do what I could not get in court, I had to rule. So we have done a petition to the area command. against such people because they are inciting violence.
Yes, most certainly.
Yes, they should allow the commerce of this town to thrive. So the names of those 4 people are with the police.
Okay.
The police is investigating.
Okay.
And we are hoping that the state governor will have the political will.
Okay, because that's where I was going, and that's where I was almost coming to. Now, let's look at the place of the state government in this. I know yesterday when this broke out, we saw security agencies all around the place, but yet, like you said, they mobilized, came back, and did what they did. But this is more like a direct message to the state government, knowing that they are neck deep into resolving this. What message do you have for the state government as concerns this, and a quick fix not to bring about break of law and order?
Good. Now, my humble advice to His Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, and the Executive Council is that each person should remember that they took the oath of office to stand by the law, irrespective of whose horse is God. Now, this is the time to come out and stand by the law. And the Constitution clearly stipulates the function of government in office, which is to protect lives and property and provide an enabling environment. If you fail to do that, you cease to be government. Now, in a situation like this, what I expect and suggest the government should do is to set up a panel of inquiry to hear all parties, so that the facts can be laid there. The fact is that the Shekiris are known not to be afraid of documentary evidence. That is their primary tool. And that is why all these cases, they are there. You can go and cross-check.
Verify.
So, you can verify. So set up a panel. That is the proper thing to do. Because the governor is not here. The governor does not know what the facts are. The panel should be so constituted as to ensure neutrality. Hear the parties, take all these documents, make recommendation, and a white paper be released. That is the way to go. That is the strategy to follow. That is my advice to the government.
Well, anyway, I would have really loved us to continue on this discussion because, peace is always paramount. Like you said, without peace, development will definitely not come.
Absolutely.
And I just want a quick one before we let you go. We know how busy you are, especially as it concerns those 4 adopted persons, how much you hold in your heart that they should come back safe to their families. What advice will you have for Deltans overall?
My advice for Deltans overall is that they should have an open mind.
Okay.
Let us not stereotype.
Okay.
Examine the facts as they are presented to you. Because I came to your studio a few minutes ago, and part of the clips I saw, speak to what I am talking about. You have areas where Afghanistan, where girls were not allowed to go to school. Those are the vulnerable components of the society.
Of course. By the Taliban.
By the Taliban. So, if you look at history, we have always had the vulnerable components of the community, either by sex, or by number, numerical strength, or by color. Even in the United States of America, it was only recently that the blacks, relatively recently, that blacks were allowed to vote. And so, let us come together. An injury to a human being should be an injury to all. Let us analyze it. It is not a sin to be a minority. It's not a sin to be a black man. It's not a sin to be a woman. Let us focus on aiding the vulnerable components of the society and not gang up against them. That is my advice for Deltans. Let them look at the case on the merits. Because what goes around comes around.
Well, anyway, we would have loved to come around all of the discussion, but we need to let you go. And I'm talking of no other person, legal practitioner and also chief. And we're talking about Chief Robinson Ario. Thank you so much for adding this. And indeed, we just hope everything goes on well, especially as it concerns peace in the great Warri Kingdom itself. Thank you so much for joining us on this. But we will go on a break now, and when we come back, we'll continue dialogue. Another major one, second half of our discussion. Let's go on a break.
Every year, millions of lives are stolen. dreams caught shots, futures traded in silence. Human trafficking is a modern day slavery. It hides in plain sight, tearing families apart and trapping the vulnerable in fear. But together we can end it. Together we can protect, we can rescue, and we can give hope. Say no to exploitation. Say no to slavery. Say no to human trafficking. Powered by Atlantic Media and TV.
Behind closed doors, too many suffer in silence. Too many lives are scarred by violence in the very place that should bring peace, the home. Domestic violence is not love. It is pain. It breaks trust, destroys lives and families, and steals futures. Domestic violence is not a private matter. It's a violation of dignity, and it must end. Because hitting a woman does not make you a man, but correcting her in love and staying in peace with her is God's plan. Together, we can raise our voices, protect the vulnerable, and rebuild lives. Say no to silence. Say no to fear. Say no to domestic violence. Powered by Atlantic Media and TV.
Atlantic TV, culturally inclined and uniquely different.
Ruth Gender Foundation.
I'm Ruth Edema Collins. I hold a first degree in physics electronics, a postgraduate qualification in business administration, and a nationally certified French language tutor. Career-wise, I'm an educational facilitator. I'm the managing director at Atlantic Media and TV, and I'm also a director at Vocotech Integrated Services Nigeria Limited. I'm a wife and a mother, and I like dressing up to show up. Yeah, so that's basically me. Thank you. Root Gender Foundation was inspired from my personal experiences growing up as a young girl in a typical Nigerian environment. For me, it was being different. It made people bully me, abuse me, and harass me. I was always misunderstood and underrated. Root Gender is a foundation that is dedicated to building confidence in the Nigerian girl child through educational and inspirational programs, like supporting programs that promote girl child education. We also organize physical exercises for our young girls for the overall well-being of their mental and physical states, and also for the acquisition of self-defense skills. We also sensitize girls on laws that protect them. In our constitution, a lot of girls do not know that they have rights, that there are laws that protect their interests in Nigeria. Hence, they are vulnerable, they are living in fear, which is stopping them from reaching their full potentials. So we sensitize them on the laws that protect their interests. This, like I said, is visioned towards building confidence in the Nigerian girl child. So that is just a wrap up of what we do at Root Gender Foundation. I would say I resonate with the struggles and the challenges of the girl child, particularly the Warri girl child. I happen to grow up in the heart of Warri, from an average background. My family is an average one, but I experienced a lot. Like I said, I was bullied, I was overlooked, I was harassed for being a different child, for daring to be different, and nobody was taking note and tapping into my potentials. So my interest for the girl child is I would love to be a voice for the girl child. They need people to believe in them. They need people to speak for them. I also want the Warri girl child to know that there is hope beyond the reef. I want them to see the bigger picture. I want them to know that they can compete on global platforms. They can compete on international platforms, and they can do very well. We have the likes of Ada Gold, or Maumi, and the rest of them. They are all competing very well on international platforms, and I know that you too can do that, and I want you to know that is why we are here. Root Gender Foundation is here to make you understand that you can actually be what you want to be. As part of our objectives at Root Gender Foundation, we are dedicated to promoting girl child education. Like I said, I represent the brand Warri Girl Child. I represent the brand the African Girl Child, because I have gone through the struggles from there to here. So giving 2 million to the best female participants is just a way to share them on. It's just a way to make them know that we believe in you. I believe in you. You can look up to us. We are sharing you on. It is not about the money. We believe in your potential. We want our girls to know that you are doing the right thing at the right time. You are in the right place, and this is what you should be doing. That's why we are supporting you, and we will always be here to support you. Girl child empowerment to me is enforcing laws that protect our girl child. You know, my NGO, we've been pursuing a bill that we will see to be passed. We are asking that our girls should be allowed to carry pepper spray as weapons of self-defense. Because if you look at it, our women have nothing to protect themselves. They are just there by the grace of God. So we are pursuing laws that will protect the girl child. So empowerment, girl child empowerment to me is enforcing laws that protect the girl child, educating the girl child on time and money management, financial literacy, and equipping them with self-defense skills. Also, access to quality education. This to me is girl child empowerment and nothing more. A girl child must possess effective communication skills. They should be able to communicate effectively. A girl child should be financially literate. She should know how to manage her finances, and she should also know how to manage her time. Yes. Also, most importantly, another skill is self-awareness. It's important for our girls to know who they are, to believe in themselves. That's the vision of our NGO, building confident girls that can achieve their full potentials in Nigeria. That is our NGO's vision. So yeah, those are some of the skills I believe that the girl child should possess. She needs role models. She needs people that have led that path and have made it. Our young girls need role models. That's why we have to do better. We have to do the work. We have to bridge the gap. We have to share them on like we are doing. You can achieve your dreams. First, you have to make education your best friend. Every effort you put into learning will always be there for you to never fail you. Boys will break your heart, people will break your heart, but every effort you put towards learning anything, everything will always come through for you. So for you to achieve your dreams, look towards the right people, look towards the right direction. There are people that have achieved in that route. I will encourage you to look up to them, learn from them. That is just the way to achieve your dreams. My message to the Warri Child, like I said, I represent the brand Warri Girl Child. We are letting the world know that we are not vile, we are not roused, we are educated, we compete intellectually, we have good things ahead of us. We can do it on the global platform, we can do it on the national platform, and we are everything there is to be a woman. I would encourage you, Warri Girl Child, make education your best friend. Make education your best friend. Learn new things. Learn new languages. Okay? And the sky will be your starting point. We are always here to share you up. Don't forget that my name is Ruth Edema Collins from Root Gender Foundation, and from all of us wishing you the best, we say keep watching Atlantic TV.
Ruth Gender Foundation.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
I am SP Dafebright and this is Delta State Police Command. Today we'll be treating and addressing an issue that's different from what we've been doing before. Not parading suspect this time, but bringing to you a very important information. Do we know that over 85% of Nigerians do password their phones, whether it's Android phones or iPhones? There's always a password. But how come when we lose our phones, by the time we go to retrieve our lines, we'll go to our bank to check our bank statement, we discover that these people who collected these phones must have siphoned the phones. Now, there are times the people who steal these phones, it is not your phone that they actually need. What they need is your SIM card. Now, how does the SIM card become useful to them? Not just any SIM card, but a SIM card that is linked to your bank account, the one that you usually use to receive SMS alerts. That is what they need. Now, by the time they collect your phone, steal your phone, rob you of your phone, what they do is that they remove this SIM card from your phone and insert it on another phone. So your phone does not really need to power on. They don't even need you to give them your phone password. They don't even need your ATM password. The moment they have access to your SIM card, they can do anything they want to do with your bank account, because all they need is to generate an OTP, and the message, the OTP that is called one-time password, will be sent to that your SIM card, and with that they can do anything they want to do with your account. That is why people lose millions of their life savings simply because they lost their phone. By the side of this video, we'll be doing an illustration. You will see an illustration that talks on how you can password your SIM card. Now, the topic that we are here to discuss, passwording of SIM card. When you get a phone, pick that your phone now. See how you can password your SIM card. If you password your SIM card, by the time for any reason, your phone gets to the wrong hand, even if they remove your SIM card and insert on another phone, the first thing that you will get is a prompt that you should enter your SIM PIN. The moment they cannot get the SIM PIN, they cannot use your SIM card for anything. After the trial of 3, the POC prompt will come because the SIM card will be blocked, and you can only unblock that SIM card when you have the POC number. Some of us don't have our SIM pack, because on the SIM pack it is written there the SIM PIN and the POC number. But because some of us don't have our SIM pack, I would advise you to quickly locate the nearest office of your service provider, be it Airtel, Globalcom or MTN. Approach them and request for your POC number. Once you've gotten your POC number, you follow these instructions and ensure that you password your SIM PIN. Your SIM PIN is very, very important. On my phone, for instance, once you turn off the phone and you turn it back on, you must enter your SIM PIN. If you cannot enter your SIM PIN, the SIM card will be useless. And I'm telling you, once they cannot have access to your SIM card, your money will be safely in the bank. They cannot have access to. There was a time I lost my phone, and it took me about 2 weeks to go to MTN office to retrieve my SIM card. Why did I wait 2 weeks? Because I knew I had a SIM PIN. I knew they would not have access to my bank account. I knew they cannot even use my SIM card for anything. Some of these people, when they steal phone, we'll be hoping that, we'll track the phone. Some of them don't even sell the phone. They will just condemn the phone and just get the SIM card to see if they can have your money. Please, they say a word is enough for the wise. It is very, very important. Don't see this video and just pass it by. Watch this video to the end. We're almost approaching the end of the video. Ensure that you take the lesson. Please password your SIM card. They say a stitch in time save 9. It's very, very important. Make haste when the sun shines. Not be to call. You don't have to start running and start saying, what do I do? What do I do? When you can prevent it. Let's not forget, prevention, they say, is better than cure. Thank you.
Atlantic TV, culturally inclined and uniquely different.
Hello and welcome to our daily news roundup on Atlantic TV. I am Nkechi Techere. Here are our top stories. FCT minister seeks global backing for women's empowerment at UN Forum. Declining oil theft. Ex-militant urges federal government to boost Tantita's contract. 2027 elections. APC, PDP, ADC list expectations for next INEC chair. Typhoon Ragas to relocate 400,000 as storm batters Philippines. Ousmane Dembele crowned 2025 Ballon d'Or winner. Now to the news in full. The Minister of State for the Federal Capital Territory, Dr. Maria Mahmood, has urged the international community to scale up support for women's economic empowerment, describing it as a vital pathway to poverty reduction, equity, and lasting peace. The event brought together women political leaders, industry experts, innovators, and policy makers under the theme Scaling Women's Economic Empowerment financing inclusive growth for peace, development, and human rights. Dr. Mahmood stressed that the FCT administration is committed to creating opportunities where women have equitable access to finance, skills, and markets, ensuring their full contribution to national growth. Quoting her words, she said, "Gender equality is not a privilege but a fundamental right. By placing women at the center of economic development, we invest in families, communities, and nations." She commended the organizers for providing a platform to share strategies that can accelerate global progress on women's empowerment. The forum, according to participants, is expected to deliver actionable steps linking women's empowerment with peace, sustainable development, and human rights. From New York, Dr. Mahmood's message was clear. Supporting women is not just about inclusion. It's about building stronger economies and more peaceful societies worldwide. Speaking in New York at a high-level forum on the sidelines of the 80th United Nations General Assembly, Dr. Mahmood said the Tinubu administration's renewed hope agenda places gender inclusion, youth development, and entrepreneurship at the heart of governance. The federal government has been urged to increase the contract value of Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited, the private security outfit handling pipeline surveillance in the Niger Delta. According to Akpodoro, figures from the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission reveal crude oil losses dropped from over 102,000 barrels per day in 2021 to just 9,600 barrels per day in July 2025, a 94% reduction. He credited the gains to Tantita's operations under the leadership of High Chief Government Ekpemupolo, also known as Tompolo. The ex-militant commended the federal government and NNPC Limited for adopting community-based security, stressing that it has proven effective in safeguarding national oil assets. Akpodoro appealed to President Bola Tinubu and the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, to expand Tantita's operational coverage, insisting that increased funding would help stamp out crude oil theft across Nigerian waters. With Nigeria's economy heavily dependent on oil revenues, stakeholders believe strengthening private security partnerships like Tantita could be key to sustaining the gains in crude production and curbing theft. Former militant leader and mayor of Uroboland, Eshanekpe, Israel, popularly known as Akpodoro, made the call after reports showed a sharp decline in oil theft under Tantita's watch. French media giant Canal Plus has officially completed its takeover of MultiChoice, the South African company behind DSTV and GoTV, in a deal described as the largest in Canal Plus history. The takeover, valued at about $3 billion, received final approval from South Africa's Competition Authority in July, more than a year after Canal Plus launched its bid. MultiChoice, which operates in 50 countries and runs Africa's premier sports broadcaster SuperSport, will now integrate with Canal Plus' 25-country presence on the continent. Together, the companies promise to expand content offerings, improve streaming services, and increase access to world-class sports and entertainment. Canal Plus CEO Maxime Sada described the deal as a landmark move, calling Africa one of the most dynamic pay TV markets in the world. The Canal Plus and MultiChoice merger marks a new chapter in global media, positioning the group as a leading force in both African and international broadcasting. The merger creates a media powerhouse serving over 40 million subscribers across Africa, Europe, and Asia. With a combined workforce of 17,000, Canal Plus says the acquisition strengthens its dominance in Africa's pay TV market, especially in English, Portuguese, and French-speaking regions. As the 2027 general election draws closer, Nigeria's major political parties are setting out their expectations for the next chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The All Progressives Congress, People's Democratic Party, and African Democratic Congress are demanding credibility, neutrality, and strong democratic values from the incoming electoral chief. The APC says its interest is in winning elections in a free and fair atmosphere, calling for a leader who will ensure a level playing field. The PDP, however, insists that only a man of integrity and unquestionable character should head the commission, stressing that neutrality and independence must guide the choice. The ADC has warned that failure to appoint a credible leader could undermine democracy and trigger instability, citing fears of a crisis of credibility that has plagued INEC over the years. With 2027 elections looming large, the credibility of the new INEC boss may determine whether Nigeria's democracy deepens or faces further doubt. For now, all eyes are on President Tinubu's shortlist and the Senate's confirmation process as the nation awaits the next umpire of its democracy. Current INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, the longest serving in Nigeria's history, will complete his tenure in November. President Bola Tinubu is expected to nominate his successor subject to Senate confirmation as provided by the 1999 Constitution. Former Rivers State Sole Administrator, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, retired, has rejected moves by the State House of Assembly to probe the management of funds during his 6-month emergency rule. Findings show Rivers State received 44.66 billion naira in March, 44.42 billion naira in April, 42.80 billion naira in May, 42.30 billion naira in June, 38.42 billion naira in July, and 41.76 billion naira in August, totaling 254.37 billion naira. Over half of these receipts came from the 13% oil derivation, while VAT contributed about 42%. The state also lost 26.31 billion naira to foreign debt servicing. Despite these inflows, critics say no budget implementation report has been published, leaving unanswered questions about expenditure on salaries, pensions, and capital projects. The probe threat comes just as Governor Siminalayi Fubara resumes office after his 6-month suspension, ending a turbulent period triggered by the political feud with his predecessor, Nyesom Wike. With Ibas rejecting scrutiny and the Assembly insisting on accountability, Rivers State may be bracing for another round of political battles. The Assembly, led by Speaker Martin Amewole, at its first plenary after the emergency rule, resolved to investigate how over 254 billion naira in federal allocations was spent between March and August. But Ibas insists he acted strictly within President Bola Tinubu's mandate. Billionaire businessman Femi Otedola has waded into the fuel supply dispute between the Dangote refinery and the Depot and Petroleum Products Marketers Association of Nigeria, DAPMAN. Otedola congratulated Aliko Dangote on the refinery's success, describing it as a historic leap for Nigeria's energy independence. In a strongly worded statement, Otedola said depots that once thrived on import-driven inefficiencies are now obsolete, with the Dangote refinery supplying fuel locally and efficiently. He recalled advising some depot owners last year to sell off their facilities as scrap while they still had value. According to him, Nigeria now has over 4 million metric tons of storage capacity, most of it idle. Otedola emphasized that Dangote's refinery has redefined the downstream sector, introducing 8,000 CNG-powered trucks to replace aging vehicles and boosting efficiency nationwide. He also slammed subsidy-era fraud, revealing that over 2 trillion naira was siphoned during the Jonathan administration, largely through depot-linked claims. While urging Dapman to restructure or invest in new value chains, Otedola hailed President Tinubu's deregulation reforms as the bold step that finally broke entrenched interest in the sector. On a lighter note, he saluted Dangote, saying Africans are proud of him and joking that he can now go to Monaco and rest jejely after his achievements. For Otedola, the message is clear. Nigeria's oil sector has entered a new era, and those unwilling to adapt risk being left behind. The philanthropist who founded Dapman 23 years ago urged the group to embrace innovation or risk extinction. He warned that clinging to outdated fuel import models and idle depots would only lead to bankruptcy, stressing that change in the oil sector can only be delayed but never stopped. The Dangote refinery's new direct fuel distribution scheme has disrupted Nigeria's petroleum supply chain, with bulk fuel buyers and filling stations abandoning middlemen for free direct deliveries. Othman, whose association controls about 30,000 trucks, said many members had taken bank loans using service contracts as collateral, but those agreements were now under threat. He argued that the practice violates Section 212 of the Petroleum Industry Act and urged the federal government and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority to intervene. The Dangote refinery, however, insists the move is part of its logistics free delivery scheme, deploying over 1,000 compressed natural gas-powered trucks to key states including Lagos, Abuja, Delta, Rivers, Edo, and Kwara. The refinery also announced reduced pump prices, 841 naira per litre in Lagos and the Southwest, and 851 naira in Abuja, Rivers, Delta, Edo, and Kwara. Independent petroleum marketers confirmed on Friday that the CNG trucks have begun free deliveries to filling stations. While NATO appeals for fairness to other players in the sector, the Dangote Group maintains the initiative is designed to cut costs for consumers and stabilize fuel prices nationwide. The president of the National Association of Road Transport Owners, Yusuf Othman, raised the alarm on a TV program, warning that thousands of trucks owned by his members risk being idle as buyers now bypass existing agreements to receive free supply from Dangote. China's tech hub, Shenzhen, has begun preparations to evacuate 400,000 residents as Super Typhoon Ragasa barrels towards southern China. The typhoon made landfall on Calayan Island at 3 p.m. local time with winds of 215 kilometers per hour and gusts nearly 300. In Apari, residents reported violent winds shaking homes, while in Calayan, parts of a school roof were ripped off and hauled onto an evacuation center, leaving one person injured. Authorities in Manila shut schools and offices in 29 provinces, while Cathay Pacific in Hong Kong announced over 500 flight cancellations as the typhoon disrupts regional transport. Taiwan's Weather Bureau has also warned of extremely torrential rain, with evacuations already underway in mountainous areas. In China, Guangdong province has ordered shutdowns of schools, workplaces, and public transport as mass evacuations continue in coastal cities. With Ragasa's storm rages stretching more than 300 kilometers, officials warn its destructive force could worsen as it advances towards China. The monster storm has already slammed into the northern Philippines, tearing off roofs, uprooting trees, and forcing more than 10,000 people into evacuation centers. Away from the foreign scene now to sports news, Paris Saint-Germain star Ousmane Dembele has been named the winner of the 2025 Ballon d'Or, capping a remarkable season with football's most prestigious individual honor. At Monday night's glittering ceremony in Paris, Dembele was hailed for his consistency and brilliance throughout the 2024-25 season. He scored 35 goals and registered 16 assists across all competitions, including 2 decisive assists in PSG's 5-0 Champions League final victory over Inter Milan. The triumph is seen as a pinnacle of his career, marking a powerful comeback after years of battling injuries and doubts. His win also underlines PSG's growing dominance on the world stage, with the club sweeping both team and individual honors in 2025. Dembele's coronation as the Ballon d'Or winner confirms his transformation from injury-prone to football's elite, a story of resilience, redemption, and glory for club and country. The 28-year-old French international beat Barcelona's teenage sensation Lamine Yamal and other top contenders after firing PSG to a historic treble. The League One title, Coupe de France, and their first ever UEFA Champions League trophy. Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca says forward Cole Palmer is unlikely to require surgery on a recurring groin problem, despite being forced off early in Saturday's 2-1 defeat to Manchester United at Old Trafford. The Chelsea boss explained that Palmer pushed himself to feature in the high-profile clash, but the pain became unbearable. He confirmed the 23-year-old will likely miss Tuesday's League Cup tie against third-tier Lincoln City, with Romeo Lavia and Benoit Badiashile also sidelined. Maresca admitted he may have to rely on academy players, but warned against complacency, stressing that such cup ties are the games that worry him the most due to the risk of upsets. Palmer's absence will be a major blow for Chelsea, but Maresca remains optimistic his star forward can avoid the surgeon's table and return to action soon. Palmer, who has struggled for fitness this season, lasted just 21 minutes before limping off, but Maresca insists the injury will be monitored day by day, week by week, game by game. And with that sports news, we come to the end of our daily news roundup for today, right here on Atlantic TV. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms for more news stories and updates. Thank you so much for watching. I am Nkechi Tejiri. Have a pleasant day.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
Alright, my name is Desoka, the comedy catalyst of one of Nigerian comedy.
Alright guys, back again, yes boss, my name is Osh Baby.
Yemi Alade.
Yeah, what up people, it's your boy Victor 80.
Girl Ninyola.
My name is my wife and just celebrity type man.
My papa say, who won't carry cow, waka go, waka follow the cow. I know the life for you.
I see you know you're watching the Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV. Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV.
Informative, educative, interesting, entertaining.
Worldwide, international.
Don't go anywhere, I'll catch you.
Don't touch that die. Atlantic TV. Boom.
Atlantic TV, we wanna party.
Atlantic TV. Culturally inclined and uniquely different. Atlantic TV, culturally inclined and uniquely different. Atlantic TV, culturally inclined, uniquely different.
Welcome back. If you're just joining, it's Trending O'Clock, and you know how we do it right here on Trending. We'll talk about all the trending issues on the internet and, of course, give our opinions about them. I am Mercy Irabo, and you know, I am never alone in the studio. I have with me today on Trending E to the N to the K to the A to the Y, NK. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me.
Always a pleasure.
I'm always waiting for. Please don't tell Michael this. All right. So what's trending this morning? So NK, imagine as a bridesmaid, you buy and sew your clothes. That is a shoibi, and then you set aside money for makeup and other wedding expenses. You have to buy your shoes to go with your dress, your bags, and you have to look good, your hair, if you want to buy new hairs and all of that. And then the bride turns to tell you that, please, you need to contribute money for a suitable hotel suite. Well, a bridesmaid couldn't hold back. She came online to tell us that she can never be party to this. Well, let's see the footage. Okay, I think we are having difficulties, but this whole thing is becoming so unusual, and it's becoming like it's an abnormal that is becoming a normal. Well, let's see the footage.
I bought a shwebi. I sew am. I buy heels. I buy bag. I will travel from one state to another, to and fro, on me. I'll buy gifts for you. I'll change mint to spray you on your wedding day. And you are coming few days to your wedding, you're asking us to contribute money to stay in a suit. Why? You're not even considering from the perspective of the people that are coming to attend your wedding. We are coming to come and celebrate because we love you and we are spending that money that we actually didn't have to if we don't want to. But we choose to. You don't know everybody's pocket. Now you're asking us to contribute money for a suit.
Well, this is really annoying. Like, you know how I try to run away these days from all of this bridesmaid duties because it's so expensive. Like, so even getting the clothes alone is expensive, and then trying to sew these clothes. Tailors will even cut your neck with price.
I was once, I was to be one of the Ashwebi girls of a friend of mine who was getting married, and I was told the Ashwebi cloth was 50K.
Okay, just imagine.
So I would buy that cloth for 50K. I sew it probably for 20, 25K.
Even 50, except you don't want to do the usual corset thing and all of that. You should budget about 50,000 naira for making that dress.
About that amount of money to sew, that's like 100,000 already.
Yeah.
I will do my makeup. I'm going to buy accessories to fit in for that. I'm going to still buy you a wedding gift, and then you come and tell me.
And your hair.
And then my hair. And then you come and tell me to contribute money for hotel suits. Auntie, you and your husband are supposed to have planned that out.
Okay.
So why are you calling me to come and contribute money? See, sometimes I don't know why people are, I don't know whether it's competition or...
I think it's competition.
Because, I mean, if you're not ready, you're not ready. That's why I dislike it when people borrow money to do weddings.
To do weddings, yeah.
Or you have to take loan. Say you want to do this kind of
thinking that once they spray me.
Yes, I will have money to pay back. It doesn't work that way. You might not even spread half of the money you spent on the wedding.
Yeah, it's normal.
So I mean, if you're not ready for it, don't get into it in the first place.
Don't.
Calling on people to donate money or contribute money for where you will stay.
With your husband, because you want to stay in this luxury apartment, you want to have good pictures and all of that. You should be able to save up for it. If you can't afford it, then why put the burden on innocent bridesmaid that are just coming to do it? If they decide not to come in as a bridesmaid, you can't force them.
Yeah, you can't force
if I am
them.
coming, it's because I feel I love you, is why I am doing this for you.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't try to put other burdens, other expenses on me, because even trying to play the role of a bridesmaid, it's already very expensive. And you're coming to tell me to contribute money for a suit. Fine, even if you, I don't have a place to stay and I feel, okay, maybe it's a far place and I decide that I want to stay there, I can go for a very cheap hotel.
Very cheap hotel.
So you shouldn't be the one to, you shouldn't be the one to tell me that this is the apartment we have to use and this is the amount we are supposed to pay for. Like,
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't really make sense. It's abnormal, and
it's... You're living a lie. You're living a lie. And
this thing is becoming too much, and I think we need to settle it once and for all. We really need to settle it. Brides, if you know you don't have money yet, Keep
Just
calm.
chill. Keep
Like,
saving up.
What's
When
the
you're
rush
ready,
for?
you do your thing.
What's the rush for? You do not need to rush. And then wedding is not supposed to be competition.
It's
Do
not
your wedding the
competition.
way you can afford it. Not because you saw your friend's own, you want your own to look better and bigger than that of your friend, and then
Yeah.
you want to give them
And
something to talk about.
It's very common with us ladies.
Ladies,
I mean,
you see, I wasn't even talking to the men because
my
men, they
own
don't
was-
have issues.
My own must outshine Bisola's own.
Mhm.
You're trying to make it look like, oh, now you do pass. And meanwhile, you don't even have the capacity
You
to
don't
carry
have
that
it.
weight of what you want to do. So it doesn't make sense calling the people to donate or contribute money. If you don't have if you don't have money to rent hotel, please. If you don't have money to pay for hotel. Accommodation, come from your father's house. You and your husband will meet in church.
And then I don't even want to go into the part of the outrageous price of ashwebi. Like you and I
It's
know that if I go to the
ridiculous.
market, I will get this clothes, and at the end of the day, they will give you 3 yards, 4 yards that
So
won't even be
there's
enough
something-
to
there's something
make
that
this
is
dress.
discovered.
Okay.
Yeah? Why people put money? That's what I discovered. You know, when you're part of the Ashwebi, there's this gifts they give you for being part of their group. So I guess part of the money is used to buy the gifts that we give it to you.
I am
That's
buying.
what I discovered.
I am buying a cloth that I know is worth not more than 20,000 naira, 450,000 naira,
Yeah.
and then as souvenir, you're giving me this mini hand fan. That is about 5,000 naira. Like
Everybody
it's annoying.
Everybody wants to make
It's
gain.
annoying. Okay, yes, you've made your gain. I don't have issue. Then why tell me to contribute again? At least you should be able to use all of those extra money to get yourself an apartment or whatever you want to do for the wedding.
I
and
shouldn't
not,
even be the one giving you money to rent a hotel room.
I don't know.
I shouldn't be the one giving you money.
If I decide to do that, that's because I just want to do it. Not you asking me to do it. It doesn't in any way make sense. Please, brides to be, please take notes. We don't want to settle this issue again. This should be the last time we'll be bringing issues like this to trending.
Like she said, you don't know people's pockets.
You don't
know
know.
people sometimes go the extra mile just so they can please you and
Please
be part of
you,
your
just be
dream.
part of you.
I mean, be considerate.
Please,
Come on.
brides to be, I've warned you. We don't want to have to
We don't want
settle
to
issues
settle
like
issues,
this
oh.
on trending. So away from the wedding issue, so veteran actress Rita Edochie came out strongly to condemn women who choose to be second wives. She said women deserve better than choosing to settle for sharing a man. And you and I know the statement is coming shortly after the controversy surrounding Yul Edochie. Well, Rita Edochie's stance has reignited the conversation. Is it truly wrong for a woman to knowingly become a second wife? I really do not want to go deep into the Yul Edochie's drama because the drama is even still on. I don't want to go deep into it. But is it truly wrong for a woman to knowingly choose to be second wife, or we should just accept the fact that we are adults? Everybody should just do what works for them.
Well, for Rita Edochie, I would really say I agree with her. Yes, and I know she's been one person that has always been vocal about the Yul and May's issue.
Yeah.
She has never been happy with the fact that Yul left May for Judith, you know, and she has always wanted May to come back to her matrimonial home and all of that stuff. But then again, it's a two-way street.
Yes,
again,
yes.
Because some culture will tell you a man can marry 2, 3, 4, 5 wives, right? Some cultures tell you, oh no, it has to be one. But whatever works for you, if you want to be a second wife, the Bible made us to understand that it's a man for a wife.
One man,
one
woman. Yeah.
Right? So in as much as we have different traditions and cultures all around, and you know, especially in the north, a northern man can marry as much as 3, 4, 5 wives.
I think they said it's in their Quran, so I think for the Muslims, it's not really a big deal for them.
So they're used to it already. So I don't think settling for a second wife is a good thing, because, I mean, women deserve better. If you know your worth, you know what you carry, you know who you are, settling for a second wife would not be anything that will be coming close to your ears.
Okay, so when I hear women saying women supporting women, so you're supporting a woman, and then you are going to share the woman's husband, and just so when they say women supporting women, I just be like, what's the whole thing with women supporting women? Like, why should you knowingly hurt another woman? Like, just put yourself in their shoes for once. Most times, these persons might have numbers of children that, at the end of the day, the man would have to neglect these children for your sake. Like, what's with this whole women supporting women?
It has to do with the man, who the man is, his level of influence, because a woman wants to feel secured.
Yeah.
So she feels, I don't care if I have to be the fifth wife of this man, I will enter. As long as he's going to take care of me, he can take care of all of us together. Let's all live happily ever after. I saw a video. Three co-wives.
Yeah.
They were dancing together wearing a shwebi. And I'm like, wow, such a happy home.
Please, I don't want to be in that happy home.
You know, so if the man can take care of them, I mean, they are very okay. As long as the man in question can take care of all of them, they don't mind.
Okay.
See, why do you think there are women who go after married men? They are giving them something.
Okay.
Right? So if they feel like I have this man secured, I'm secured with this man, I'll put my head inside and enter.
Okay, you're speaking from the perspective of women that just want to coexist, right? How about the ones that they just want to go and grab the man to themselves?
That's
like
where
they
the problem
do not
is.
want to even share. They just want to go get the man to themselves. Yes, he has a first wife. They don't care.
They don't
but
care.
I am the one now.
And
I
then
am the wife now.
the first wife issues in the home. What some men even do, they'll have different houses. First wife, stay here. Second wife, stay here. Third wife, stay here. So they don't have issues in terms of fighting or quarreling. So when is this one's turn, the man will go and sleep with this one. When is this one's turn, he will go and sleep. So that's how they share. But it's really ridiculous. I mean, if you know your worth as a woman, you would know better that you deserve better.
Yes, you deserve better. As a woman, you deserve better. You shouldn't settle for less. That's something I always say to people. It doesn't matter the time. Don't think that, oh, it's almost time. People start asking me, why am I not married? Then next thing you want to settle for a married man.
Yeah,
don't
pressure
settle.
can also
Don't settle for less. You deserve better. So away from the Edochie's drama. So I saw this trending story that sounds like it was ripped from a Nollywood script. Well, sadly, it's real life. So I pray for your daughter to get a visa. Now she's busy buying lands for herself without buying for me first. If she doesn't give me $1,000 in 7 days, I will deport her back. Well, I am not the one saying this. This is coming from a pastor, and he allegedly said this to a church member. Well, let's see the footage.
I'm seeing something. Your daughter, wasn't she a member of this church?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
She left from here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So true, sir.
I prophesied for her.
Yes, sir.
That
yes,
she will
sir.
travel.
Yes, sir.
And I pray.
Yes, sir.
She got a visa.
Yes, sir.
She traveled.
Yes, sir.
Australia.
Yes, sir. So true, sir. Yes, sir. She's
now
not sir.
Wait, now she don't dey buy land?
Yes, sir.
Is it up to 2 years?
Yes, 2 years.
Just 2 years?
Yes, sir. 2 years.
Wow. She dey buy land, she never buy for me. Me we pray. I made they scam am, and they will still scam her again. I have raised people. Oh, imagine someone that we are paying 800,000.
In the bank, yes, sir.
800,000.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the day I told her you will get a visa, you will travel. You know,
yes,
you believe.
So true, sir.
Visa came from 2 years now. She has started buying properties.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Tell her that I says if she need a massive restoration before the ending of this month, let her make sure she give me $1,000.
Yes, sir. She's watching you now.
She's watching me.
I don't even know what to say. This is not just greed. It's abuse of trust, and I would also call this weaponization of spirituality. Like, why are you threatening somebody with spirituality? I don't know what to say. Well, let's hear what you have to say.
Now, only prophesy, you prophesy. You are not God. It is God that made her travel. It is not your prophecy that made her travel. You only saw ahead what was going to happen. But it is God that made her travel. So, I mean, trying to say, if you don't give me $1,000
in 7 days.
7
days.
In 7 days.
I will deport you. I will bring you back the way I sent you there.
Can you imagine the audacity? See, I don't really blame a lot of people who idolize their pastors. You
Yeah.
know, they feel like whatever their pastors say is the heaven on earth, right? Yes, I know it's good to have a spiritual head over your life and all that, but then not everything that's, I don't really know the exact word to put it, but it's not everything that you hear that you see it as, oh, it has to be from God, it has to be from God. Sometimes, if you don't know this God for yourself, you will be tossed left and right and center, and you will be gullible. And that is just what is happening. And the woman is saying, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, everything, yes, sir. It is now a yes, sir generation that we are in right now. It's really sad to see that footage, and I'm not really excited with the manner in which the pastor is putting it, saying because of him, the woman traveled out, and now she's buying houses, buying lands, and all of that. She has not bought for him. This is the entitlement for me.
Entitlement.
This is the entitlement for me.
This is supposed to be a spiritual gift, and this time around, this pastor is using it for his own personal gains, and it's really annoying. And I know we have Christian Association here in Nigeria. I feel they should do something about this, because this is what unbelievers see and just target that this what churches do, not knowing that it is just a single church that did this whole thing. This thing is giving bad names to the Christendom. Exactly. And I think the Christian Association of Nigeria really need to interfere. They need to intervene in this particular issue. Well, away from that, let's head over to Ogun State, where we had unusual reactions from residents when firefighters refused to show up. So instead of pouring out frustration, anger, and all of that, they started laughing. So a car allegedly caught fire, was caught up in flames, and got totally destroyed before firefighters came, before they showed up. And then when it came, the residents were like, what are you doing here? What exactly did you come to do? The car is destroyed already. What are you here to do? Well, let's see the footage. This is trending for two reasons. First, the constant complaints about slow response of fire service in some parts of the country. And secondly, how the citizens are slowly losing trust in the system. And instead of pouring out anger, frustration, they are turning it into comedy. It's not supposed to be funny, but this is something that is very serious, but at the same time funny, because in a situation whereby you cannot help something, you can't just help but to just start laughing. What's your take on this?
Exactly. You know, it's becoming a recurring decimal.
Yeah.
You know, firefighters are used to responding late to fire incidents. I mean, I can give you a typical example. Even here in Warri, we've had cases where, you know, we have called on fire service to come to the rescue of, there was a particular filling station that was almost gone. Before the firefighters came. It took about an hour or so. And it's really sad, because I want to believe that, number one, their numbers are active. When they are being called, their numbers are active, and someone is there to respond. And then after responding, okay, we have heard, we are coming to the venue of the incident. And then it takes them another 30 to 1 hour to show up. My question is, what has been the delay? What was causing the delay? What were they putting together? Is it that they were not ready, their kits and everything were not ready inside the car or whatever? Because it's really, really absurd to see that this has become like a current, a recurring decimal in Nigeria. And like you said, people have now lost trust in the system already.
So if I may ask, here in Warri, where exactly is the fire service unit located in Warri?
It's okay. For example, we have one at the Shell.
Okay.
We have one in Shell.
Yeah.
And then there are other locations in Warri as well. But then calling them to come, I don't know why it's taking them time.
Okay, so I'm trying to see the distance from where they're being called. If it's a situation whereby they don't have enough in the States. Probably they don't have enough, and this time around, so if they don't have enough, we do not have to blame them for it. We do not have to blame the officials for it. This is where we have to blame the government for probably on the funding and all of that for the system. So if we have enough in the States, then I think all the blames have to go to the officials, one or two in the state, and that is not enough, because imagine you're having to go to a long distance and then you have to deal with all of those traffic and everything. Just imagine, this is supposed to be emergency, like we're supposed to get emergency response. So when we don't have enough, I feel in a state we should have close to 15, 20 thereabouts in the States, just so that they will be at close range to any. So whenever you call, they have to locate the one closer, the nearest stations. So that's, I think that's the only way fire service will work in this country, because we have to deal with issues of traffic and all of that.
Right now, that's why we encourage people to have a fire extinguisher. You know, because sometimes people take these things for granted.
Most times they even have fire extinguishers, but expired ones.
So you must make sure that you have an existing fire extinguisher in your company, in your office, in your home, wherever, in your car. Yes, because sometimes they check for these things in the car as well.
Yes,
so make sure you have it in your car. So if you see something like that, even before the firefighters come, you can stop by and help to put out the fire. So yeah.
So that is it on the Ogun State and fire incident. Well, let's. I saw this very viral video on TikTok of a Nigerian lady crying uncontrollably. She said her boyfriend of 8 years broke up with her. This is really interesting. Like 8 years, that's not a fling. That's almost a whole relationship degree. Before this has really raised certain questions in my head, like how long is too long before taking things to the next level? Like how long is supposed to be too long before taking things to the next level? Because most times some people stay in a relationship for 8 years, 10 years and all of that, and you get to wonder, what are you doing in a relationship of 10, 15 years? Like, what exactly are you doing? Is it that the whole plan has not been clear? Is it like you're supposed to know what this relationship is about before you go into it? Not while you're in a relationship, 5 years, 6 years, you're still trying to know, is it the right person? Is it this? Why should a man keep you for 8 whole years, my sister? Please, how long is too long to be in a relationship?
8 years is so long. There is nothing you want to tell me. You are not, it's not an investment campaign.
It's not an investment. Even 8 years, what will you be studying in school for 8 years?
That's like, no, even medicine is 6 years.
Yes, that's, so it's just like 2 different degrees.
So you're doing
4
like
years, 4 years.
Are you still getting to know yourself? Because me, I don't understand what you're doing for 8 years. Sometimes people take that long because they feel, oh, with time we started dating and we're still young and we're not yet ready for marriage, so let's just keep going, and then when we are ready, we'll make it official, you know.
And then when you're ready, the other person is not ready.
I had a friend who dated for 6 years actually.
Yeah.
And today they're actually married.
Oh, wow.
They've been dating since school days, you understand? So that's why I said some people started when they were still very young and they were not yet ready to get married at that time. But then, come off it, girl. You're now crying. I understand, wasted years. It feels like 8 wasted years.
Yeah.
You know, and oh my goodness. I'm so sorry for you, girl. But then again, I think we should know better. Know what you want in a man. The moment you see what you want, if it's what you want, you can go for it. If it's not what you want, there's no need staying up to that time. Disengage. If the guy is not ready to take it to the next level, Oga, leave the auntie. Don't waste her time. Because this life, women, we have a shorter lifespan than men.
Yes.
So if you exactly. So if you waste her time, you're just wasting her time. So you don't have to. If you're not ready to take her to the altar, just leave her. Let her be. If you're ready to, if you still want to continue gallivanting and still checking out other ladies, then let her be. Let her go.
Men,
please.
you all need to do better. Why waste a lady's time
Because
when you know
see
you are
this and
not
say,
ready?
Babe, how far?
Like
now?
you're
How
putting this
far?
person here while you're still searching.
And
Like
look,
it is,
checking out other girls.
I think they should include this also in the constitution. The same way they said if you take somebody's money without showing up, you would go to jail. I think they really need to add this to the constitution. Like, why exactly would you waste somebody's time for 8 whole years?
It doesn't make
like sense. If you're not sure of something, or if you feel okay, maybe at a point you were feeling all of the vibes, and later on you stop feeling. Why don't you just end it? Why do you have to wait for 8 years? Why do you have to wait for that long? I don't know why so many guys tend to do this. I actually saw a story of a lady that still came out to cry that she has been in this relationship with this guy, and they've been planning like, okay, we're going to make this official soon. And one day the guy said, okay, his sister wants to get married, so he took her to the market to buy things, wedding stuff, and she was asking, why am I the one choosing things for your sister? He said, you know, my sister doesn't really have taste for this, so I really want us to do it like a surprise. And not knowing that she was buying things for her supposed boyfriend's wedding.
Whoa.
She was buying things. So, like, why do men do all of this? You know you do not want this person, but you just don't want to let them go. Why do they do this? This is totally bad. Like, totally bad. No guy should try this rubbish with me. Don't try it with me. Because I will come for you. In fact, I will make it official that they will have to add it to the constitution. Because why will you just waste my time? You're leading somebody on when you know you're not feeling this person. When you know that you are still looking for that your right partner, then why keep this person? Why don't you just let the person go?
Sometimes they will tell you, let me just hold on to this one first. Once they find, if I see her on the hair, I'll not let her go. It doesn't make
this
sense.
Is
you
really,
don't use people's lives to gamble.
Really, really annoying. And then women, my gender, once you know that this thing is not,
it's not working,
why don't you leave? If you know that this
when
thing is
you have
not leading,
invested
so many of them,
so
they
much.
know that this thing is obviously not going to lead to marriage, but they're just still like, let's keep trying, let's see. Because I know of somebody that this guy already has a child with one other girl, and then he's still in relationship with this other girl, the one with the child. And then he brought this one in. You obviously know that this guy has somebody else, and then he's with a child. So knowing that they're just trying to make that official, and then you're trying to put your head, and then the guy was deceiving her. I would let go of the lady and all of that, and she was still there. Like, why should you even put yourself in that situation in the first place? So she was there waiting and waiting and waiting, and then the guy came and said, I'm sorry, I just could not end things up with her, so now we're making it official. And then she had already spent like 3-4 years in the relationship.
Oh no.
Like, you already know this thing is not working. Why waste your time in the first place?
Oh no.
So in as much as we are blaming the guys, I feel we ladies, we have some part of the blames to share too. Because when you know something is not working, please go. Don't waste your time.
Yeah, sometimes it can also be desperation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes girls feel so desperate to get married. I just want to get married. I mean, so let me just keep hanging on and be praying that one day God will touch his heart and will come and ask me out, and
when we have
to me,
how many millions of single guys out there praying to get lady, and then you are dragging somebody's own,
so
praying to the same God.
It doesn't make
terrible.
sense. I mean, women, we should do better. Know your worth. That's why I encourage women, have a spec. Have a spec. So when the guy comes around and he's not fitting into your spec, you bounce out. You don't have to put your head inside.
You don't have to manage.
When you know that it's not
manage
working,
him.
There is nothing like manage. You cannot change a full-grown man. Let me tell you, you cannot change a full-grown man. So if you feel like you've seen all the signs and the signs are not working for you, just let it go.
And it's still this desperation that make so many ladies end up marrying men that might end up killing them, because you see all of the signs, is what they call red flags. You see all of those things, but you just feel like And maybe when we are married, because people say marriage is a different ball game, and you just tell yourself, when we are married, he will change. Madam, when they say marriage is a different ball game, it might get worse.
It will shock you, my sister.
It will get worse when you are married. So stop deceiving yourself saying that when we are married, things will change, things will never be the same. If you're not enjoying your relationship, in fact, you cannot even endure your marriage. You will be tired of it. You can't even endure it. Why should you be enjoying a relationship that is supposed to lead to a marriage? Like, how do people do all of that?
You enjoy the relationship. You obviously still enjoy the marriage.
And you might get tired of it.
And sometimes it works the other way. You can enjoy the relationship, but when it gets into marriage, it can be a different ballgame because people change. There was a case of a lady who the husband killed in Benin City.
Yeah.
You know, a friend of mine is very close to that girl. And that was a newlywed couple. They were not even up to a year. And she just lost her life because the man was constantly beating her. But she did not tell anyone about it. Only for her sister to find out. And before she found out, it was too late.
Too late.
The man locked her in the room, beat her up, and she died there. So, I mean...
Like, these signs are always there. These signs are there. The first day he raised the hand to hit you and comes back to apologize. I'm sorry, I will never do it again. And then the next time he comes, he does the same, still apologize. You're seeing all of these things and you're feeling like he will change. Maybe it's because I'm still a girlfriend. When I become a wife, he will change. Madam, keep deceiving yourself.
Blue, black, and yellow.
This is terrible. Women, we need to do better. Men, we need to do better too. We really, in fact, both genders, we all need to do better. We need to do better so that this marriage thing will work. We don't want to keep having more of divorce cases and all of that, like marriage anymore, because they feel like, why should I do marriage? At the end of the day, it will end up in divorce. Because it's even rare, it's very hard to see even a 20-year-old marriage. It is very hard now. And then when people get to 20 years anniversary, they tend to celebrate it well. And you'll be wondering, during our parents' time, they used to celebrate 50 years marriage anniversary. Why are they celebrating 20 years as if it's one serious thing? My sister, it's one serious thing.
Very serious,
because marriage is this day. In fact, less than a year. I've seen a marriage that ended even within the space of 1 year. Even for a popular celebrity, we don't want to go into that. We actually saw that it ended within the space of 1 year.
Divorce right now, divorce cases in the country right now is on the increase, and I don't know. I think a lot of people are not ready. Women are not ready to submit. Men are not ready to love genuinely. So things are just going haphazardly, and people are just doing whatever they like.
So
many reasons. You just say, "Oh, he dropped the toothpaste there, and I didn't like it. I'm filing for divorce." So just it will shock you when you hear the reasons for divorce.
So I was asking, I saw something online and somebody was saying, before you get married, one of the questions you need to ask is, do you like the toilets being closed or open? Do you like your toothpaste? Because all of these things might even cause issues in the marriage. I think this whole divorce issue should be one topic on its own that will just come here on trending one day and just
talk about
and discuss about divorce, because so many things are really causing this. Things that you even do not expect. Things that you might not expect. You think, oh, it's all rosy. We go out. When you're married, my sister, when you start thinking of house rent, you start thinking of we need to pay school fees and all of that. So all of those outings might reduce, and you might just keep wondering that, does he have somebody else he's taking outside? This one that, then I remember when we started, he was always taking me out. Now he's no longer taking me out. Is there somebody now? But the truth is there is no somebody. We really need to understand all of this. Well, this is where we have to wrap it up on Trending today. I had a super amazing time.
Yes, I had so much fun as well. I had an amazing time on today's Trending. I mean, the stories today have been really, really wonderful.
Thank you for joining me today on Trending. Yes, and we enjoyed every bit of Viewpoints, generally, from the dailies to the dialogue, the news, and of course the Trending. So I'm sure you enjoyed every bit of it. And of course, you know, you can engage with us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, at Atlantic Media and TV. Well, this is where I have to say, see you same time tomorrow. Once again, I am Mercy Erabo. Have a nice day.
Take care. Bye for now.